Why is it so important to you to talk about the historical beginnings of
Mhm.
Christianity, and what are some of the things
Mhm.
that we don't know?
What we see in this holiday was literally many concepts were literally plagiarized from the temples and tombs. We know that the Greeks were the early Europeans who first came into Egypt, and then after them, it became the Romans. And in that process, they built an Alexandria library. So when we see this holiday, and many things in this winter solstice, as Kemet referred to it as at this particular time, the birth of the sun. In fact, it was called the Rames, the birth of the sun. And it was during
Rames.
this time, it was also called the Kames Haru. Okay, Kames means the spiritual birth. In fact, this is how Christmas, in fact, gets its name out of Kames. Okay,
Christmas, Kames.
Kames means the spiritual birth. Kames, spiritual birth. So at this time, it was the spiritual birth of Haru. That means Haru was born at December the 25th. And we actually showed this to our group at the temples. One temple called the Temple of Dandara. They're dedicated to head Haru. And she was called Murray, by the way. Okay, that means love. This, without ancient Egypt, what we know is the Christmas holiday would not exist. We know about the idea of the star in the east that gave the indication that Jesus was going to be born in the three magi or three wise men. And many of our people are just blown away when they go to the temple of Isis, now called it was called the Temple of Aset. In fact, it was the last temple that was closed by the Byzantine Romans. Why was this temple shut down? It was Theodosius and Justinian in the 4th and 6th century AD. Literally, not only did they chisel out the Madonna and child of Isis, okay, lactating her holy child Haru, who was born of a holy birth and immaculate conception, but by closing this temple down, they knew that the world would not know. And these temples were, in fact, covered in sand for 1,000 years.